going on YouTube? Cloverbells here, back with another Series 12 team fixing video, and today we are presented with the task of fixing a Tyranitar team. So again, this is a tier 2 sub perk to the channel where you, the viewer, get to submit a Pokepaste to me, and I will do my absolute best, keyword on absolute best, to try and fix up and optimize it based on what I see fit in the meta currently. But this has honestly been a series where you guys are just picking your favorite mon and trying to make it work and making me do it. I may need to rethink my sub perks. This is not what I envisioned with team fixing, but that's a story for another day. This is the same viewer that, if you remember back in February, we were tasked to make Tyranitar work in like completely in a different way, where we had it on a Zacian Lapras Ho-Oh team. That was a pretty good team actually. You know, I still never made a rental code for that. I would be down to do it, you know, at this point in Series 12, but like I need my slots. I need someone to make that rental for me. So if you would like to make that rental, go search for that video and make that rental code, and I will use it for a video, and just message me. But this team, this looks like every single Clover spread that we've used on these Pokemon. So here we are. We're tasked with using Tyranitar and Yveltal. Those are the two things that the viewer said must stay. Everything else is interchangeable. So that is our job today, and it is a very tough job. So once again, you know, let's just talk about, like, you know, pros and cons of Tyranitar one more time. So in Series 12, it's pretty much like non-existent. It has 0.09% usage, and for good reason. It's got like 7 weaknesses, and you know, it just gets one shot by Zacian, gets one shot by Kyogre, gets one shot by Groudon. I think it does actually. And then some of the non-restricteds can also just like destroy it, right? Landorus wrecks this. You know, it's Grimmsnarl, Spirit Break just wrecks it. So, excuse me, it's a little bit hard to try and use Tyranitar in this in a restricted / dual restricted format. You know, and the one thing that I can say is you know, we need a better sand weather setter. You know, I know there's like Statland and stuff, but like, come on, man. In Gen 9, we need a better sand setter. You know, you got Groudon, you got Kyogre, and then that's it. The hail is another story, but anyway, I digress. Let's focus on this team. So the one thing that Tyranitar can do, actually does a couple things well. It's good into Calyrex Shadow, and you can change the weather, which is, you know, very good against Kyogre and Groudon teams. Now, that being said, you know, just because you can change that weather doesn't stop them from clicking Water Spout, and it doesn't stop Groudon from clicking Precipice Blades. Okay, so you're still getting one shot here, right? So I think we're going to change the item on Tyranitar. Okay, the weakness policy behind screens is just not going to do anything for it. I'm going to change that item. I'm thinking Focus Sash here, and we're going to change the EV spreads there a little bit. Now, this is a Life Orb Yveltal, which is, you know, a good item. And that's the correct set on it. Actually, Heat Wave. Oh, okay. So no foul play. That's okay. That's more like with Aleki, and there's no Aleki here. So I think on a team like this, I want the Landers to be aggressive, right? And because my thought process is, you know, if I'm forced to run like Tyranitar like this, and I can change weather against like Venusaur or Groudon stuff, at the very least, I want Landers to be like super aggressive, and let's make Yveltal Assault Vest, right? Let's make Yveltal bulky behind these screens and support Landers and Zacian behind it, right? And, you know, just be bulky on the field, you know, chip things away, weaken the opponent, and let Zacian and Landers carry you, right? Almost like how we did it with Lapras Ho-Oh Zacian on that team. It's more or less the same kind of concept here. And instead of with the Lapras, we've opted for Gastrodon and Grimmsnarl. Now, the con is you have to take 2 slots for that, but the pro is you don't have to force your Dynamax onto Lapras, which just doesn't do that much damage in general, right? So you can use the Gastrodon here and have the screens on the Grimmsnarl set. Now, that being said, the Gastrodon is... I'm sure this was a mistake by the viewer. It's Sticky Hold. That's supposed to be Storm Drain, okay? But I'm sure that was just like a mistake when putting it on Showdown. Yeah, and wait, this Tyranitar EV spread. Wait, 252, 196, 12. Wait, there's missing EVs here. Hold on a second. I think we're missing EVs here. Oh, let's just import this. Wait a second. Oh yeah, See, I was right. I knew my math was right. There's 28 EVs left here. All right, so well, this is not gonna matter because we're gonna sash it anyway. But I'm gonna keep the same 6. Okay, all we're gonna do is just change up some of these items, EVs, and movesets. And this is honestly the best way I can do it. Like if I had to like remake this team, you know, obviously I'll just kick Tyranitar to the curb and run something like a Lecky, a Mungus, Incin, even Rotom Heat fits well here. That all of those options are better than Tyranitar, but obviously that is not the goal of the viewer, right? The viewer wants Tyranitar. It's their favorite mon since Gold and Silver, so we must try and make it at least viable. Okay, so let's revamp this team and let's see what we can come up with. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take T-Tar here and completely revamp him. So this was like maybe our special T-Tar set back in the Lapras video, maybe. But we're gonna go back to being physical, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go Adamant, okay? We're gonna go Adamant, and you might say, well, you're just gonna get intimidated. Yes, but we're going to be using T-Tar in a different way, right? It's not gonna be like quote unquote putting out offense. It's there more to like support. Like the offense is going to be from these 3: Zacian, Yveltal, Landorus. That's where the offense is going to come from. T-Tar can contribute, but that's not the main goal for T-Tar on this kind of team. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to go Rock Slide, okay? Good solid stab move, and then we're going to go Assurance, okay? Assurance is very nice, right? Because when you take damage that turn, you get you know, double the damage output. And you know, we are going to get Focus Sash here, so we can actually click the move and not get one shot, unless they double up the T-Tar, but that's another story. And then from here, I'm going to put this blank for a second. What's a cool move that T-Tar gets that I've seen before is Thunder Wave, believe it or not. Remember how we used Gyarados Thunder Wave? I think a better one is Tyranitar Thunder Wave. Like, you know, it's good because, like, you can click this on a lot of things. And the thing is, when we max speed it, which is actually what we're going to do like this, your speed stat is at 113. That's pretty good, right? Because now you're outspeeding those base 112s that, you know, want to try and go for Trick Room, or they want to go for, you know, outspeeding base 100s after +1 Airstream, or outspeeding Calyrex after 2 Airstreams or Tailwind. If you have 113, you outspeed them, and then you can click a Thunder Wave button, right? So that's kind of cool. And then, you know, that's just like extra speed control that you can have on a Sashmon. It's actually been kind of clutch. I've seen it used, and I think it's kind of cool when it works. This last move here, all right, so there's 2 moves I was thinking about. Okay, the first one was Brick Break. All right, so this way you get a fighting move. You can break opposing screens from an opposing Grimmsnarl, because like Yveltal doesn't really like Grimmsnarl. Like this entire D doesn't like an opposing Grimmsnarl, so we can break that. That's pretty good as well. And then on the off chance that you do Dynamax this, Max Knuckle can make Landorus and Zacian, you know, hit a little bit harder, and even your own T-Tar. So good against Incin as well. That being said, but the other move I was also thinking about was Taunt. You know, not many people remember T-Tar gets Taunt. Like Taunt with this speed is actually kind of cool. Like you can taunt Porygons from going for Trick Room, right? You can taunt, you know, a bunch of other stuff that want to set up and either like go for like their Tailwinds or whatever setup move they want. You can like stop them. You can stop Protects. You can stop Swords Dances. It's actually been kind of clutch. I was testing it, and you know, in a couple of battles it did work. Okay, the few battles that I brought T-Tar, it worked. So I leave it up to the viewer. Like I think Taunt is pretty cool here. If we're going like on a Sash set like this, but for the sake of the video, I'm gonna put Brick Break on this, because that's what we were using when we were testing it in a couple practice battles. But yeah, so Brick Break's kind of cool here. Zacian is fine. That's like our Zacian set, so I'll leave that alone. He's one of those, right? You're putting Protect in that first slot. All right. That's a story for another day. Okay. Yveltal. Okay, so although Life Orb is pretty cool, I do like it. I don't know if I want it here. I think I'm going to give it to Landorus here. So like against Venusaur stuff, or even like Amoonguss shenanigans, the thing is, you have the Sash where you can like break their Sash. I'm sorry, you have the Tyranitar where you can bring it in and break the Sash and then just Airstream the Venusaur if you just pivot out, or just go for like Yveltal shenanigans. So, and it's going to be hard to like get off this Swords Dance too. So I think I want Protect here anyway. That being said, I don't want to just put Lumberry Protect. That kind of like defeats the purpose. I'm going to go, I think it's still optimal to go Life Orb here with Protect. We'll change the EV sets in a second, and then over here we'll go Assault Vest. Okay, so that being said, this is okay. I think we still are timid. That's okay. Now, what I want to do here is make this a little bit more bulky and honestly have no special attack. Maybe just like this. Because the thing is, there's no like, at least to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, there's no like benchmark I need for a special attack that I need to be going for. There's no like, oh, this guarantee one-shots this, or this Oblivion Wing and slash Foul Play one-shots this. Like, I don't know if there's a damage calc out there that we need for Yveltal. So I just put like 4, and then we'll just go for bulk. So let's go to 172 HP investment. This will get you to 223 HP, which is optimized for the hail chip damage or even the rock damage that you'll be clicking from either T-Tar or Sand, or even like from Landorus. And then from here, just a little bit of defense, just so that the Zacian Behemoth Blade after screens or Intimidate, pretty much you can almost guarantee live it. Like, I think I left it at 6.3% chance. So that's okay. If you want like the guarantee, then you just do this. But then the idea here is now you kind of might lose the speed tie. No, you do lose the speed tie against like those max timid Yveltals. So at least make it come down to a speed tie if it has to come down to that. But I think 6.3% chance is totally fine. That being said, we're going to change the entire set now. So we're going to go Oblivion Wing, which is still there, of course. We're going to go Snarl. Snarl is really good against like Dialgas and Kyogres and Palkias. You know, these are all things that don't want to take a Snarl. Foul Play. And then you always pin the Calyrex with Sucker Punch, right? So like if you can bring in T-Tar, you know, bring in the Sand, then click Sucker Punch, Calyrex just drops. So that's the benefit here. Grimmsnarl we're leaving alone. That's pretty standard here. So now you have Scary Face and Thunder Wave, which is kind of cool. Alright. This is going to be Storm Drain. Again, that's probably just like an error here. I think this is also okay. Yeah, 0 speed is correct. So this way, like in Trick Room games, you outspeed that Ice Rider. So that way you can yawn it and punish them if they go for their max, right? Icy Wind over Ice Beam. I don't know about that one. I understand. I think we did that before, just for like speed control. So I'm gonna keep it there. I'm not totally against Icy Wind. I'm gonna drop this a little bit though. I think we just want the bump here, and then just like a tiny bit over. This HP stat is optimal because of the leftovers recovery. You get a perfect 12 recovery per turn. Just dump the rest in special defense. I think that's all we need. This is okay. All right. Yeah, and then T-Tar. Yeah, this is it. So, oh yeah, this is the last EV spread we have to fix. So Landorus, we're just gonna drop him to 169 to optimize the Life Orb chip recoil, and then just go into 212 attack investment. And this has been our Life Orb Landorus for a very long time. So we kept the same 6. All we did was just adjust the EV's items and movesets here, and this is the idea here. So like Grimmsnarl and bulky Assault Vest Yveltal, you know, you can just chip a lot of things down, and then like potentially you can go for late game Dynamax with your Landorus and or Zacian. Not that it can Dynamax, but like just one-shot things after Yveltal has been done doing the job. And then obviously Gastrodon comes in the Kyogre games. Like I would imagine it's like Grimmsnarl, Gastro, Yveltal, Zacian in those Kyogre Zacian matchups. And then like Tyranitar can pretty much only come for like Lunala games, maybe even the Calyrex Shadow Rider games. Because the thing is like it's good against Lunala, right? But then you understand that it has like Venusaur on it. It has Groudon on it. So like really the Tyranitar is only there for Lunala because it's not really there to do a whole lot. But then again, Focus Sash Thunder Wave, you know, they're not gonna expect it. Again, this is not for a tournament. This is for ladder. Okay, I've seen it done. It's good. But yeah, I would just use this this set because weakness posture is not going to do it. Focus Sash, I believe, is the way to go. All right, so let's just go ahead and test in a couple practice games and see how if we can even bring Tyranitar. Okay, if there was ever a game where Tyranitar can do something, it's this game. Like, okay, Talonflame, Rayquaza, and Calyrex Shadow Rider on one team. That just drops the T-Tar, man. I feel like this is almost similar to Nate's team. You know, the one with Clefairy, Calyrex, and Assault Vest Aleki, but they just put Rayquaza instead of Kyogre, so they just made it worse. And then there's a Ditto there for some godforsaken reason. Okay, so here's the thing. I could just straight up lead Landorus and, you know, put so much pressure on this. But I'm going to also keep the T-Tar in the back and also the Yveltal as well. That being said, I am going to obviously lead the Grimmsnarl. I do want to slow him down. So he goes with Aleki and Rayquaza. Okay, so that's fine. Now, again, I have no way of knowing if this is like physical or special. So what I'm going to do is like, I'm still going to click my rock move and we'll see what it is. Like this Aleki, you know, he could protect. He probably may or may not want to die. Like Electro Web is not going to affect the Landorus here. So, you know, more power to him. Now, obviously Rayquaza is faster. But like, what special move can he really click? Like, he can't click Earth Power. He could click Airstream. Okay, so that's a move he could click. But then I can just bring in my options in the back and then we're fine. Or he can click Max Dragon. He can't click it on the Grimmsnarl, so he would have to click it on the Landorus. So that being said, I'm not going to max my Landorus here. And I'm just going to see what he does. I'm just going to go for Rock Slide. Okay, so he maxes Rayquaza. And it's actually Screech Aleki. Okay, so that tells me this is physical Rayquaza. And he actually just annihilates me, and he is, I believe, Life Orb on this. Yes, he is. Okay, but that's why I also went for Spirit Break. So now we just chipped him. Just in case he was special, I went for the Spirit Break. But see how much damage that did. That did a whole lot. And now guess who gets to come in? It is our good friend Tyranitar. Okay, so now the thing is, the Sand is not going to be active here because, you know, the Weather Lock is, you know, he gets to keep his sash. But, like, I can just Thunder Wave this, and then I can click Max Rock, and then he dies. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Max Tyranitar Series 12. There's the scary face. Tech revealed. He goes for Screech. He did not go for Electro Web. And there is the Rockfall. Goodbye, Rayquaza. It does not even get to attack. So that means our Sand Chip gets to chip the Aleki. He goes for his own T-Tart. Now, the thing is, he probably has the Calyrex in the back. I can just Spirit Break this slot no matter what. And the game is over. But, like, I know he has Brick Break, but I'm still going to go for screens anyway, just in case. And I'm going to force him to click the Brick Break if he does do it. He did do it. I thought he would go on to the Grimmsnarl slot because, like, you know, like, the thing is, like, you screeched the Grimmsnarl already. Why not just Brick Break the Grimmsnarl? All right, and he went for the T-Tar instead, so, you know, all more power to him, but that's okay. I go for the Knuckle anyway. I know you're not Sash because you're a Ditto. They almost never run Sash. They run, like, Cheeky Quick Claw or Choice Scarf. And he just forfeits because I know he has the Calyrex in the back. And, of course, we have Yveltal anyway. So Tyranitar actually got to come to our first game and actually did something. So that's cool. Let's just play one more. All right, so we've got Groudon and Calyrex, but no Zard or Venusaur. That is a mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to use Groudon, make sure you always have Venusaur or Charizard. Don't not run it. At least have one. Yeah, I'm not saying you got to have both. At least one. This guy's doing it wrong. So, anyway. So he's got the Finny. And he's got Whim's got two fairies there. Tyranitar doesn't like that. And Groudon, Tyranitar doesn't like that either. Good against Indeedee and Calyrex, though. So that being said, you know, Yveltal and Grimmsnarl look very, very strong here. So does Landorus. So I think it's time for these four homies to do the job. And let's leave T-Tar on the bench here. So Grimmsnarl, Yveltal to lead, Groudon, and Whimsicott to start things off. So obviously he wants to go like really fast. Maybe he wants to click the Rock move on Yveltal. It could even be Life Orb Groudon with the Rock move. I don't know what he's running. But either way, I'm clicking screens no matter what. And I'm just going to go for, like, you know, Foul Play Shenanigans. So it's actually special Groudon with Eruption. Holy cow. So I'm glad I have the Assault Vests. All right, so this is one of those best of one ladder teams. And he is Life Orb. So like, we got that one right. And look how much Foul Play does to that. That's so good. All right, so now what we're going to do is something else. All right, so he protects the Groudon. That's okay. I wanted to slow it and just, like, make sure I got off my Oblivion Wing first, which I do. And there it is. So we get all that recovery back. I'm surprised that Whimsicott lived. Holy cow, that must be like a bulky Whimsicott. Jesus, it lived in an O-Wing. Okay, I know I'm not modest, but come on, it's a Whimsicott. All right, so from here, he goes into Finny. That's fine too. I'm just going to set up Light Screen and click Snarl because I know that this is a special Groudon now. Max Flare is not going to do anything to Assault Vest Yveltal. Here is the Snarl. Enjoy that special attack reduction. And now he goes into Lecky again. I'm just going to, you know, just keep chipping things down. This is the job of Assault Vest Yveltal, right? Weaken the opponent, chip things down, waste their Dynamax, and then get your Dynamax in. So now we just got free Spirit Break on that slot, and Sucker Punch just kills Lecky. So this is how, you know, you beat the Lecky matchup. You know, you can just Sucker Punch and it just drops. And then we Spirit Break the Groudon just so that we can outspeed it. All right, and now guess who gets to come in? We have our Landorus Life Orb behind screens. All right, very standard that we're gonna do here. Obviously, we're gonna max the Landorus. We're gonna go for Air Sheen. We're gonna outspeed things. All right, and again, I just click Snarl. I punish his entire team, and there it is. There's nothing he can do. Assault Vest Yveltal behind screens with the speed boost is just really, really strong, and there's not much he can really do there. So he gives us the win. So not too bad, you know, couple 1300 ranked games, you know, not insanely high ladder games, you know, just okay games. But yeah, so you can see like the team can still function, right? Like especially against like these best of one ladder teams, you know, the Landorus, Yveltal, and Grimmsnarl along with Zacian can do the job, and then T-Tar has that specific niche where, you know, it can come in clutch. But yeah, let's just look at the pace one more time and give some closing thoughts. Okay, so here's the final Pokepaste. Oh, I just realized that there's Substitute and no Sacred Sword on the Zacian. That's okay, though. We have a Gastrodon, Landorus, and T-Tar. I think we're fine against the Sacred Sword stuff. But if you like Sacred Sword, then yeah, go ahead and put it. But Substitute is really good against Trick Room teams, by the way. So I left it there. But yeah, like, again, Yveltal, T-Tar, not bad. You know, it's viable. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying you're gonna do well in a tournament with it, but like for a couple ranked ladder games, if you want to use your favorite mon, it can, but it's hard to bring, right? That's why we put Focus Sash on it. Life Orb Landorus is gonna do most of the heavy lifting behind the Grimmsnarl screens. Gastrodon comes into those Kyogre games, all right, and hopefully you can have some fun with Thunder Wave T-Tar, maybe even Taunt T-Tar if you decide to run it. I still think that's a very good move in place of Perk Break, but I do want to get rid of screens, so I think it's a little bit better than Taunt on the Tyranitar. And Zacian does Zacian things. Actually, we didn't even use Zacian in our couple of games that we were testing on ladder, but that's how the team plays. So yeah, again, if you are interested in building a team with me, that is a tier 3 sub to the channel where you, the viewer, get to sit down in a Discord call with me, and we get to build a team from scratch. We do the EVs, the items, and the movesets. All right, and if you are interested in a tier 2 sub, which is what this video was, you get to submit a Pokepaste to me, and I will do my absolute best to optimize it and fix it based on how I see fit in the meta currently at the moment. So we'll be back with another Series 12 video in the next one, guys. Peace out and have a good day.